Okay, so as I told you guys in the past, I get to teach a couple different electives this year. And one of the electives I'm teaching is a sports history class. We're doing a classroom bracket, and I thought back to one of my favorite college football press conferences of all time, and that's Mike Leach talking about the different types of mascots in the Pac-12 and how they'd fare against each other, and it gave me an idea. We spent our time in class today deciding who would win the NCAA tournament based solely off of mascots. So, coming off of this side of the bracket, we had UAB, whose mascot is a dragon, versus Michigan State Spartans. We had a lot of discussion over this, and we finally came down to the ultimate winner, and the one thing that we thought could beat a dragon was a Spartan, because if anything's going to beat a dragon, it's going to be a Spartan. And like at first, we did have Iowa State going pretty far, but then remember that Iowa State's actual mascot that they have on the court is not an actual physical cyclone, it's a cardinal bird. So like, round one stayed the same, because we do think a bird's beating a jackrabbit. But then as we kind of went on, it got messed up in a bunch of cougar fights. This region, we had the St. Mary's Gauls going very far, because, you know, we thought the Gauls, French warriors, they did some fighting. That was a pretty cool thing. The Dayton Flyers went pretty far. We had the Long Beach State Sharks. They were doing really good until the Dayton Flyer crashed in the ocean, and that's when the Sharks got them. But yes, we did also have a discussion based around the other guys on Sharks and how they could beat Wildcats. So that was fun. Coming out of our lower half of the bracket, we have McNeese. McNeese's mascot is a cowboy with 6 shooters, so it did a lot of stuff. Like that, those 6 shooters did some damage, and they finally ended up beating Bevo. Bevo, the Texas mascot, made it really far, because if you've not seen Bevo, like, that dude's a monster. And unfortunately, Jay got taken out by a cowboy. That was sad. Boilermaker made it pretty far. All right, and then coming out of this bracket over here, the final victor we had was the Duke Blue Devil, because, come on, let's face it, it's a devil. It's got, like, magical powers or something. Like, Mike Leach said it best. We got to figure that out. We got to get a Harry Potter guy on that to tell us how to beat Duke. So, our final 4 was Dragons versus Spartans, and of course, Spartans are going to win that because they're Spartans. And then over here, you give me a Cowboy versus a Blue Devil, that means the Devil's sad. Cowboy's not sad. Cowboy's going to win. And then if you got a Spartan versus a Cowboy, who's going to win? And we said eventually that Cowboy's going to run out of ammunition, and it's going to be the Spartan with the victory. So there we go. That is our bracket based only off mascots and which mascot will win in a fight. So if you disagree with that, let me know. But that's what we did. It was very fun today. We got to learn about history of mascots and some other stuff. Hopefully you guys had a good day too. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.